Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video, we are back with another Greenville update, and this is probably one of my favorite updates that have come out all time. You'll see by the end of this video why I love it so much. There's a little more like passion in this video. It's because I am so excited about this update. It's probably one of my favorite Greenville updates. As you can see, here's a hint of what I have in this update. Anyway, let's just get on with the new cars in the update. Our first car in the update is the 2009 Suki Trirow with a few trims. The base 5 front-wheel drive trim for $3,499. The limited 7 all-wheel drive trim for $8,703. The base 7 front-wheel drive trim for $4,988. And yeah, the only rims we have are the silver 5-spoke. The specs, the top speed is 117 miles an hour with 200 horsepower, and it gets 22 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,885 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are your headlights. Running lights in the back when the headlights are on. Our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2012 Falcon Fission with the S front-wheel drive trim for $9,340, the hybrid front-wheel drive trim for $13,950, the SEL all-wheel drive trim for $15,590, the SE front-wheel drive trim for $12,750, the Sport all-wheel drive trim for $19,350. We have some rims, the 5U spoke, the Sport 5-spoke, the 5V spoke, the Steelies, the 15-spoke, the 5 hexacomb spoke, and yeah. You have some specs. The top speed is 116 miles an hour with 175 horsepower, and it gets 26 miles per gallon. It weighs 3,642 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are headlights. Running lights back when the headlights are on. Our hazards. Brake lights, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Our next car that was I can't even do this. Okay, I'm keeping this in. If you guys couldn't tell, my background music, I contacted Hunter. My background music was added into the game, so that is one of the dealership musics. Anyway, the next car is the 2013 BullHorn Determinator with the premium trim for $20,000, the TR trim for $32,000, the SFP 8 trim for $35,000, the SFP 10 trim for $57,500. We have some rims, the premium rims, the TR rims, the SFP rims, and yeah, we have some specs. It has a top speed of 119 miles an hour with 280 horsepower. It gets 23 miles in a gallon. It weighs 3,975 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are our headlights. Running lights back with headlights are on. Our brake lights. Our hazards. And our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2013 Wolfsburg Tornado with a few trims, the Tech GT 1.4T TSI trim for $10,000, the Tech GT AdBlue 2.0 TDI trim for $12,000, the R 2.0T TSI trim for $25,000, and yeah, we have a few rims, the 5 twin spoke, the silver Talladega 5-spoke, the 10-spoke, the black Talladega 5-spoke. We have some specs, has a top speed of 131 miles an hour, with 160 horsepower, and it gets 36.8 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,091 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and has 4 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are headlights. Running lights back with the headlights are on. Our brake lights, our hazards, and no reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2014 Vellfire Capital with the LE front-wheel drive trim for $17,550 and the LE Plus all-wheel drive trim for $18,470, the limited front-wheel drive trim for $20,170, the XLE all-wheel drive trim for $23,650, the limited plus V6 all-wheel drive trim for $21,950, the Platinum all-wheel drive trim for $24,750. We have some rims, the Silver 5 split spoke, the Bicolor 5 split spoke, the Silver 5 spoke, and yeah, we have some specs here. The top speed is 136 miles an hour with 270 horsepower. It gets 24 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,880 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and it has 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Our headlights. Run the lights back when the headlights are on. Our brake lights. Our hazards. And no reverse lights. Here's a horn. Here's a speed test. Our next car is the 2015 Chevlon Current with the base trim for $19,950, which is the only trim, but we have a few rim options with the Bicolor 5Y spoke, the Silver 5 spoke, and yeah, we have some specs. The top speed is 99 miles an hour with 150 horsepower, and the range is 551.5 miles per charge with a weight of 3,786 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are the DRLs. Headlights. Run the lights in the back when the headlights are on. Our brake lights. Our hazards. And our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2017 Wolfsburg Tornado with the R2.0T TSI trim for $36,500 and the Cadiz 5-spoke rims. We have some specs. The top speed is 155 miles an hour with 240 horsepower and it gets 27.3 miles a gallon with a weight of 3,091 pounds and a front-wheel drive drivetrain with 4 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are the DRLs, headlights, run the lights in the back when the headlights are on, our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2019 Brawnson Cicada with the premium trim for $25,930 and the sport touring trim for $28,990. We have some rims, the gray Bicolor 5 twin spoke, the black Bicolor 5 twin spoke, and yeah, we have some specs. We have a top speed of 142 miles an hour with 200 horsepower and it gets 27 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,979 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 seats. Here's how this bean looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are DRLs, headlights, run the lights in the back when the headlights are on, our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2020 BKM Zoom with the rear-wheel drive 2.0T Sportline trim for $57,400 and the rear-wheel drive 2.0T M Sport trim for $60,300. The rear-wheel drive 3.0T M Performance Shadow Edition for $79,500. And yeah, we have some rims: the 19 Cerium Gray double spoke, the 19 bicolor double spoke, the 18 V spoke, the 19 V spoke, the 18 double spoke, and the 19 black double spoke. We have some specs: a top speed of 161 miles an hour with 270 horsepower, 26 miles a gallon. It weighs 2,506 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 2 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are our DRLs, our headlights, running lights in the back when the headlights are on, our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2020 Sir Rodgers Sunlight with the base trim for $430,200 and the golden trim for $1,340,500 and the eclipse trim for $495,400. We have some rims: the bicolor multi-spoke, the bicolor O-spoke, and yeah, we have some specs with the top speed of 148 miles an hour with 350 horsepower with 14 miles a gallon. It weighs 5,380 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 seats. Our next car is the 2020 Sumo Asight with the base trim for $32,295, the premium trim for $34,795, the limited trim for $39,595, the touring trim for $45,645, and yeah, we have some rims: the silver 5-spoke, the bicolor 5-spoke, the silver 5 split spoke, the silver 5 spoke. We have some specs with a top speed of 125 miles an hour with 260 horsepower with 24 miles a gallon. It weighs 4,430 pounds with an all-wheel drive drivetrain and has 8 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are DRLs, our headlights, running lights in the back when the headlights are on, our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2020 Vellfire Puremia with the L front-wheel drive i4 trim for $24,425, the XLE hybrid trim for $32,855, the SE all-wheel drive i4 trim for $27,570, the XSE Nightshade front-wheel drive i4 trim for $31,005, and the SE front-wheel drive i4 trim for $26,170. The LE hybrid trim for $26,970, the XLE all-wheel drive i4 trim for $30,855, the XSE hybrid trim for $32,005, the LE all-wheel drive i4 trim for $26,370, the LE front-wheel drive i4 trim for $24,970, the XLE front-wheel drive V6 trim for $34,580, the XSE all-wheel drive i4 trim for $31,405, the SE hybrid trim for $28,170, the XSE Nightshade all-wheel drive i4 trim for $32,405, the XSE Nightshade front-wheel drive V6 trim for $35,005, the XSE front-wheel drive i4 trim for $30,005, the XSE Nightshade all-wheel drive V6 trim for $36,405, the VRD front-wheel drive V6 trim for $31,170, the XLE all-wheel drive V6 trim for $35,990, the XLE front-wheel drive i4 trim for $24,455, the SE Nightshade all-wheel drive i4 trim for $28,270, the SE Nightshade front-wheel drive i4 trim for $26,870. Oh my god. We have some rims, the default rims, the VRD 7-spoke rims, the two-tone 20-spoke rims, the silver 20-spoke rims, the black 15-spoke rims, the 10-spoke hubcaps, the two-tone 15-spoke rims, the silver 10-spoke rims, and yeah, we have some specs, a top speed of 140 miles an hour, with 204 horsepower, with 34 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,298 pounds, with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are our headlights. Run lights in the back of the headlights are on. Our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Thing's almost as slow as a square body. Our next car is the 2021 Combi Portofino with the S Hybrid front-wheel drive trim for $31,705, the EX front-wheel drive trim for $36,241, the SX front-wheel drive trim for $39,265, the EX Hybrid front-wheel drive trim for $37,865, the SX pre-stage trim for $41,950. We have some rims, the two-tone 5 bi-spoke rims, the chrome 5 Y-spoke rims, the black 5 Y-spoke rims, the two-tone 5-spoke rims, the hybrid two-tone 5 Y-spoke rims, the silver 5-spoke rims. We have some specs, the top speed of 132 miles an hour with 175 horsepower, and it gets 654.9 miles per charge with 4,120 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are the DRLs. Headlights. Run lights in the back and the headlights are on. Our brake lights. Our hazards. And our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2021 Stuttgart Landschaft with the base trim for $131,750, the Sport Midnight trim for $167,450, the Sport Line trim for $136,270, the Sport Line Midnight trim for $140,170, the Sport Plus trim for $173,250, the Sport trim for $164,000, the Sport Midnight Plus trim for $177,870, Sport Line Midnight Plus trim for $146,520, the Sport Golden Plus for $1 million, and yeah, we have some rims, the Silver 8-spoke, the Silver Sportline 14-spoke, the Black 5-spoke, the Sport Black 7U-spoke, the two-tone Sportline 14-spoke, the Black Sportline 14-spoke, the Black 5 twin-spoke, the Silver 5 twin-spoke, the Sport Silver 5 twin-spoke, the Sport two-tone 5 twin-spoke. We have some specs, a top speed of 122 miles an hour with 280 horsepower. It gets 18 miles a gallon with a weight of 7,056 pounds and an all-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are DRLs, headlights, running lights in the back when the headlights are on, our brake lights, hazards, and no reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Next car is the 2021 Takeo Turismo with the standard trim for $38,500, the Type S trim for $54,250, the advanced trim for $48,800, the A-Type trim for $46,750, and yeah, we have some rims, the glitter silver rims, the pewter gray metallic rims, the sparkle silver metallic rims, the shark gray rims, the shark gray Y-spoke rims. We have some specs, a top speed of 141 miles an hour with 272 horsepower. It gets 25 miles a gallon, and it weighs 3,298 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here's the DRLs. Headlights. When lights in the back, the headlights are on. Our brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2021 Tuscani Euphoria with the SE trim for $19,650, the blue trim for Blue Boy for $24,550, the SEL trim for $21,950, the limited trim for $26,250, the limited hybrid trim for $28,250. We have some rims, the silver 5-spoke, the dark 5-spoke, the bicolor 5-spoke, the bicolor 5-split spoke, and yeah, we have some spec with a top speed of 123 miles an hour with 150 horsepower and 37 miles a gallon. It weighs 2,900 pounds with a front-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here's the DRLs, headlights, running lights in the back, the headlights are on, hazards, brake lights, and no reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Bear with me, this is going to be a while. So, our next car is the 2021 Vellfire Puremia with the L front-wheel drive i4 trim for $24,425. Okay, I'm not going to read these trims. These are the exact same as the 2020 Camry. It's just the 2021. So, I'm not reading these trims. I'm not reading the rims. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's a startup. Here's how it sounds. Our headlights. Running lights in the back and the headlights are on. Brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2021 Viking Stockholm with the Monument T5 trim for $52,750, the R-Design T8 plug-in hybrid trim for $70,560, the Inscription T8 plug-in hybrid trim for $72,950, the Inscript T6 trim for $64,750, the R-Design T6 trim for $63,755, and yeah, we have some rims, the 5 multi-spoke matte graphite diamond cut rims, the 8 multi-spoke black diamond cut rims, the 5 V-spoke black diamond cut rims, the 8-spoke silver diamond cut rims, the 6 double-spoke matte tech black rims, the 5 double-spoke black diamond cut rims, the 5-spoke matte black diamond cut rims, the 5 double-spoke sparkling silver rims, the 5-spoke black almond cut alt rims, the 6-spoke turbine silver rims, and yeah, we have some specs. With the top speed of 131 miles an hour with 150 horsepower, it gets 26 miles a gallon with a weight of 5,013 pounds with an all-wheel drive drivetrain and 7 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's your startup. Here's how it sounds. The DRLs, headlights, run lights in the back and the headlights are on, brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car is the 2022 Western Motors Protogen-X with the S2.4 T trim for $35,000, the R3.0 T trim for $43,750, the E2 MS dual motor long range trim for $49,300, the E3 MX tri-motor performance trim for $59,300, the XR 3.0 T plug-in hybrid trim for $53,250. And yeah, we have some rims, the 5BX rims, the 5VA rims, the V5B rims, the 5SG rims, the V5T rims, and yeah, we have some specs with a top speed of 123 miles an hour with 180 horsepower and 27 miles a gallon. It weighs 3,600 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are DRLs, our headlights, our running lights in the back and the headlights are on, our brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our final new car in the update is the 2022 Wolfsburg Albuquerque with the SEL trim for $32,685 with the bicolor 5 spoke rims. It has a top speed of 123 miles an hour with 140 horsepower. It gets 31 miles a gallon. It has a weight of 3,740 pounds with an all-wheel drive drivetrain with 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are DRLs, headlights, and lights in the back and the headlights are on, brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our update of the car in the update is a 2008 BullHorn Prancer with some new trims actually. So they added the police package decom trim for $16,000 with the police Steelies with hubcap rims. They also added the TR Canaveral trim for $15,000 with the Canaveral rims. They also added the premium trim for $8,000 with the premium rims. They added the TR trim for $13,000 with the 5-spoke style A trims. They also added the SFP 8 yellow jacket trim for $22,500 with the SFP two-tone rims. We have some specs. It has a top speed of 149 miles an hour with 425 horsepower. It gets 17 miles a gallon. It weighs 4,071 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Here are headlights. Run lights in the back of the headlights are on. Our brake lights. Our hazards. And our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car that was updated is the 2008 BullHorn Prancer WSP. The trim that was added is the GB2 trim for $14,000 with the GB2 rims. It has a top speed of 149 miles an hour with 425 horsepower. It gets 23 miles a gallon. It weighs 4,091 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 5 seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's the startup. Here's how it sounds. Your headlights. Run lights and back the headlights are on. Our brake lights, hazards, no reverse lights. The police lights. There's sirens. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Another car that was updated, probably one of the best updates in this update, is the 2021 BullHorn Determinator. This used to be the 2018, but they got updated to 2021 due to some new trims. The trims that were added are the following. Of course, Blue Boy comes on when I review my favorite car. The SFP Blackjack trim for $70,000 with the Blackjack rims. The SFP Drag Dart trim for $90,000 with the Nightmare rims, and the SFP Blackjack wide body trim with the default alt rims for $78,000. Now some specs: has a top speed of 156 miles an hour with 600 horsepower, gets 15 miles a gallon with a weight of 3,975 pounds with a rear-wheel drive drivetrain and 4 new seats. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's a startup. Here's how it sounds. DRLs, headlights, run lights and back and the headlights are on, our brake lights, our hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Our next car that was updated is the 2021 BullHorn Prancer. Now the new trims that were added are the GT wide body with the SXT2 rims for $36,595. They also added the SFP Blackjack wide body trim with the Blackjack rims for $80,945. Here's how it looks spawned out. Startup. Pulls. Sound. Here are DRLs. Headlights. Warning lights in the back and the headlights are on. Brake lights, hazards, no reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. Another update of the car is the 2022 Falcon Rampage with the base trim for $28,500, the base ultimate trim for $33,200, the mud run trim for $46,980, the graphite ultimate trim for $38,545, the fallout ultimate trim for $44,500, the fallout trim for $42,095, the beyond trim for $38,955, whips and rims, the beyond two-tone 6 wide-spoke rims, the off-road 6-spoke rims, the national black 6-spoke rims, the graphite black 6-spoke rims, the fallout 2-tone 6 wide-spoke rims, the beyond 2-tone 6 wide-spoke rims, and the silver steelies. Here's how it looks spawned out. Here's startup. Here's how it sounds. Our headlights. Run lights in the back and the headlights are on. Our brake lights, hazards, and our reverse lights. Here's the horn. Here's the speed test. So now we will get into some changes with the convertible tops. So our first one was with the new Rolls Royce. This is what it looks like off, and this is with the steering wheel turning. That is very cool. And then this is the top on. Our next car is the swagwagon. This is what it looks like with the top off, and this is what the steering wheel looks like. And then this is what it looks like with the top on. Our next car is the Sergal R, and this is what it looks like with the convertible top off. This is what the steering wheel looks like. And this is what it looks like with the top on. Our next car is the Cicada. Here's the convertible top off, and here's what the steering wheel looks like. Here's the convertible top on. Our next car is the Shelby with the top off, which looks like this. Here's how the steering wheel looks. And here's what it looks like with the top on, which in my opinion is not the best, but yeah, here it is. Our next car is the Pagani. Here's the top off. Here's what the steering wheel looks like. And here's what it looks like with the top on. Our next car is the Jeep TJ. And here's the interior with the top off. Here's what the steering wheel looks like. And here's what the interior with the top on. Okay, our next car is the PT Cruiser with the interior. And yes, it has a turbo, which is kind of weird for the PT Cruiser. Anyway, this is the interior with the top off. Here's what the steering wheel looks like. Here's the interior with the top on. Our next car is the Miata with the top off. This is what the steering wheel looks like. And this is what it looks like with the top on. Here's the Ford GT convertible with the top off. Here's what the steering wheel looks like. Here's what it looks like with the top on. Okay, and our next car is actually one of the new cars in the update. It's the BMW Z4. Now, before I point out anything about the roof, I'd like to point out some very good details about the interior. So, it has some ambient lighting around, and obviously the steering wheel moves, as you can see. And something probably really cool that not many people might know is if you turn the headlights on, the navigation route turns to night, which looks crazy. So yeah, that's really cool, and it's probably one of my favorite interiors, honestly, in the game because it's really detailed. Anyways, this is what it looks like with the top on, and yeah. Okay, now let's move on to some non-car stuff that was added. This includes features and new buildings. Our first building that was added was actually not a new building, but it is a revamped building. So Toys for Trucks has finally been revamped, and it has been renamed into Truck Planet. And yeah, it looks like this on the exterior, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. It looks very different, as you can see, because it actually looks like this in real life, and the version you saw before was the older version in real life. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And yeah, we are just going to move on to the interior. So inside here, as you can see, we have a very rustic kind of looking interior with some wood walls and stuff. Right here, we have a table with some light bars for police. We have some boxes there. We have a truck on a painting there. Then we have one of the new cars that might be coming. And then we have some flatbeds on tables right here. We have some flags with State Patrol, Sheriff, Vellfire, and stuff. We have a bunch of car company logos right there on some banners. We have Truck Planet right there with the cashiers, which look very nice. And we have some speakers for sale with some color changing LED lights around the shelves, which is very cool. And we have some rims right here, which look very nice. I believe the dev Bluezilla spent a lot of time on these rims. So yeah, that is a very nice addition. And as you can see, we have some truck cabs here, which I don't know what truck it is for, but they are just on a shelf here, and I think it's a very nice touch. And we have some more car banners here. We have some tires here. We have Truck Planet on the wall there. And here, we actually have an office with a Ricer X Class, which is a really bad truck. And we also have a Cybertruck over there. This office is very nice. And we also have a bathroom right here, which is also very nice. And then, yeah, moving on to the garage. Right here, we have this giant fan, which honestly is very cool. And as you can see, this garage is just very big. We have some boxes here, and we have a fan here, and over here we actually have a can which you can grab, and basically it doesn't do anything. It's just for roleplay purposes, but you are able to spray your car. And yeah, it's pretty cool because I don't know, you can act like you're putting paint protection on your car, wrapping your car, just vandalizing someone's car. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, this is the new Toys for Trucks, and I think it looks amazing that it was rebranded the Truck Planet. And yeah, this is one of my favorite rooms in the building, especially with this big fan. It looks really nice. And yeah, that is the new Truck Planet. Another new feature that was added is fire alarms. Now, only Greenville staff can do this, not normal players. Only a Greenville staff member can do this. So thankfully, I have my friend Henergy here, and he's going to demonstrate what the fire alarms look like in Toys for Trucks. Eventually, I'm going to do an in-depth reveal showing off what all the fire alarms look like in each building in Greenville. It's going to take a while, but yeah, that video should come out eventually, so expect that video soon. Another new feature are these new prop buildings that were added. We have 2 new prop buildings, and yeah, I don't know, Heen, if you know what these prop buildings are for, but I'm currently looking at the more detailed one, so I don't know if you know what that one is.
I'll just let you know, this one over here, like the one I made with the cell tower, that's printing office, and the other one is hold on, let me check in Google Maps.
Yeah, so anyway, while he's checking that, this is a very detailed building, and honestly one of my favorite prop buildings. I think it looks very nice, and yeah, it's kind of a bird's eye view of it right there. And yeah, anyways, we're going to move on to the next one, which is right here. This is basically a giant warehouse, and yeah, I'll get a description of that in a second here. But this is what it looks like.
I was able to get the name. It's called Ivy North Ink Plant, but I have no idea what it is. So you can just call it a warehouse. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So yeah, this is basically just a warehouse. So yeah, that is what this building is. Another new feature that was added is automatic lights. Now this means when it becomes night, your lights just kind of automatically turn on, which is just about in every single modern car today. So once it hits 5:30 p.m. in Greenville, that is when the automatic lights turn on. So as you can see, it's going to hit 5:30 p.m. And right there, as you can see, my lights have automatically turned on. Now, in order to turn this on, all you have to do is just press L once, and it should say this little headlight icon with A. With normal headlights, it's just like that. Without headlights, it shows nothing. So yeah, you know it when it has the little A next to it, which stands for automatic. And yeah, those are the automatic lights. Our next feature that was added is the Smooth Acceleration. Now this is a setting that is in settings, obviously, and basically you can change it to smooth, and basically what it does is your car doesn't have wheel spin from a get-go. So if I put it to instance real quick, as you can see, my car does this when it launches. Kind of have some acceleration in there, and it's some wheel spin. And basically, if you ever an OGVRP and you don't want to launch in front of a cop, but you kind of have to because it's just you're on keyboard and you end up accidentally having some wheel spin, the cop might pull you over. So yeah, this setting helps a lot because if you turn it to smooth, this happens. And yeah, so the acceleration is pretty smooth, and revving is a little different here, as you can see. So yeah, it's pretty torque heavy, honestly. Because yeah, as you can see, if you just go full launch, yeah, in my opinion, smooth acceleration mode is a way better way to launch your car if you're in a race, because it just gets the car going. Like, it's insane compared to, for example, if we did instant. I don't know, I just feel like smooth is way better. Anyway, let's go on with the next feature. Our next feature is a very small feature, but with the new Roblox display names update, which I believe is still only in Germany, it shows the display names. So yeah, mine is obviously Milk74980. That is because I just wanted to be Hunter. And then yeah, it shows my actual name right there. Another thing while I'm in the dealership is that we have background music. So yeah, fun fact, the background music that I've been using for all my videos for like a really long time, if you guys have been fans for like, what, 7 months now, has been this song called Blue Boy, and it's by Lakey Inspired. And yeah, for hardcore fans, it's definitely engraved into your head. You guys know the song by the top of your head probably. A while ago, I contacted Hunter, the Greenville creator, to add it to the game as a joke, because we both kind of have an inside joke with that song. And yeah, he ended up actually adding it to the game. So yeah, it is one of the dealership background music things, and I think it's hysterical. I laugh every time I hear it because it's just honestly so funny. Back to the normal video. With the dealerships here, they added a option which you can look at the specs, which you saw in my car reviews earlier. So yeah, you can see the top speed, for example, on this Falcon Stallion, which is 431 miles an hour. You can see the horsepower, which is 280 horsepower. You can see the miles per gallon, and it gets 20.8 miles per gallon. You can also see the weight, which is 2,445 pounds for this little Mustang. You also have the drivetrain, which is rear-wheel drive, and this thing has 4 seats. So yeah, that is very cool that you can see these specs in cars. So our next feature in this update is the fuel finally saves. So this is actually, I believe, a bug that happened on revamp release. It was an unfinished fuel script, and yeah, I believe they finally have it all finished, except the odometer. As you can see right here, if we press drive, my fuel is not full, and that normally happens. I can spawn on my other car, and you will see that the fuel is not full, just like that. It's just below. And yeah, my Roadster is a better example since I've drove it probably the most out of this update. And yeah, as you can see, it saves. So yeah, that's a very good feature. Okay, this next part of the video, as you can see, is on mobile. And yeah, so basically they added something new to mobile players, which a lot of people are gonna like. So I'm going to get my Ford GT out, and you now have simple automatic. So as you can see, we have the Prindle here, as some people would say. And yeah, so park right here. You can now rev on mobile. So yeah, basically you can just switch it to neutral right here, and yeah, you now can rev on mobile. So I think that's amazing, honestly, for mobile players. That is a big step in the right direction for Greenville Mobile, because a lot of mobile players aren't a fan of Greenville Mobile. So I think a lot of mobile players are gonna like this. So yeah, it's very easy too. It's just a little drag you could do. That is the mobile update. So yeah. Our next part of the update is actually in the DMV, and now they added a few more plates. As a few, I mean quite a bit. So yeah, they added Canadian plates. So you can see we have Alberta in here. If I pronounce some of these things wrong, that's my bad, but anyway, I have Alberta here, British Columbia, Manitoba, Brunswick, Newfoundland, Labrador. I think that's right. Gosh, I barely know Canada, guys. Nova Scotia, Nunavut. I don't know some of these. Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, Saskatchewan. Gosh, I'm probably offending some people. And the Klondike in Yukon. So, yeah, that is the Canadian plates. A few more plates, so that's nice for the Canadian Greenville players out there. So yeah, before this outro begins, I'd like to thank Hunter and just the Greenville devs that decided to give me free cam. I'd just like to thank them for giving me free cam, as it's going to help with a ton of videos in the future, and that is why you kind of see this special camera in the video. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you guys probably won't be able to get this camera, so please don't even ask about it. So yeah, anyways, that is going to end this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this update review. Sorry it's out a little late, or maybe a day after the update came out. I decided to sleep before editing this video, so yeah. Anyways, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.